Thanks a lot, Riaz. Good morning. Arson is now believed to be the cause of an early morning house fire in East Vancouver after reports of a firebomb being thrown at the front door. 911 calls came in at around 4 a.m. for emergency crews to respond to a home near Commercial Street and East 38th Avenue. Vancouver police are now involved in this investigation. One person had to be rescued from the roof of the home, and he is now being treated for smoke inhalation.
Crews stopped the fire at the front. It burned into the basement just a little bit. Didn't extend much into the basement. The crews had the fire knocked down very, very quickly. I was very happy with that.
A standoff continues this morning in the BC interior, and residents are being told to stay in their homes. RCMP officers have set up a containment zone near the community of Slocan, which is just north of Nelson. Officers say a suspect shot his gun at police yesterday afternoon and then ran into the forest. Additional police resources, including a helicopter, have been sent to the area. BC civilian police watchdog is going to investigate an officer's use of force in Terrace. An RCMP officer was recorded punching a suspect while taking the young man into custody. This incident happened back in May. The top Mountie in Terrace has asked the Independent Investigations Office to look into the matter, and he's also ordered a code of conduct investigation. It's believed the officer involved has been placed on administrative leave. Well, there's just over 1 month to go until civic elections around the province. Here in Vancouver, the three leading contenders for the mayor's office have finally faced off. The Metro Vancouver Alliance hosted a candidates forum last night at the Italian Cultural Centre. The COPE, Vision and NPA mayoral hopefuls tackled topics like transit, poverty and the city's housing crunch. It wasn't a true debate format, but the candidates did manage to get their shots in.
Our city's housing system is broken. We have a patchwork approach characterized by backroom deals and spot rezoning. Neighborhoods no longer feel listened to, and so this has to change.
The problem is still huge. We can't have the NPA continue to vote against social housing for over 500 units, vote against rental housing over 900 units. We have to press forward on this with all of the tools we can.
Adrian Carr represented the Green Party but is not running for mayor but seeking re-election as a city councillor. Civic elections are being held November 15th with a record number of advance voting days in Vancouver. BC's Children's Watchdog says the provincial government can do a lot better, including when it comes to taking her advice. Mary Ellen Terpelefon says 28% of her recommendations over the last 6 years have not been implemented. She says some of the most important ones have been ignored. Terpelefon says they could help BC's most vulnerable children avoid life and death situations. She realizes the Ministry of Children and Families deals with the lack of funding, but thinks it can do a lot better.
The combination of not having the money and having a labor force, in the case of MCFD, we have about 4,200 people. They're supposed to have 4,500 or more. They've had a hiring freeze. They haven't hired. There's not enough people to do the work, and there's not enough money invested to get it done. So no question the money is part of it, but it's about leadership and resources combined.
It's my job as the minister to then take those recommendations along with other information from other sources, research and so on, to operationalize improvements in the system within taxpayers' ability to pay.
Terpelefon blasted the province's handling of child poverty. BC is one of only 2 provinces without a formal strategy to handle the situation. She says 93,000 children are living below the poverty line in BC, with mental health care also being substandard. Well, it is traditionally one of the busiest long weekends of the year for travelers, so BC Ferries is bracing for the rush by adding some extra sailings. Greg Harper joins us live from Tsawwassen with more on the rush to get out of town. Greg.
Good morning, Kyle. Yes, here at the Tsawwassen Ferry Terminal, we're seeing some holiday travelers beginning to arrive here this morning. It will be a busy one here today. BC Ferries has added 60 extra sailings in preparation for this busy long weekend. 48 of those extra sailings on the busiest route alone. That is Tsawwassen to Swartz Bay. If you don't have a reservation, BC Ferries recommends to travel in non-peak times. So today, if you're going to Swartz Bay, you might want to avoid traveling between 1 to 7 p.m. unless, of course, you have a reservation. Monday, Thanksgiving Monday, will be another busy day. That's when it's expected the majority of travelers will be heading back to the mainland and back to the island, so keep that in mind. And if you have a connecting ferry, there's a chance that some of those times may have changed. So for updated sailing information, you could find that at bcferries.com. Kyle?
Greg Harper live for us this morning in Tsawwassen. Greg, thank you very much.